Hello, fight fans, and welcome to another episode of War Council. I got a couple of guests today, but before we get to that, I want to let you know that we're going to be talking about UFC 315 taking place this weekend in Montreal, Canada. We do have a $5 minimum if you want us to read your comments. If you don't want to pay and you just want to really, really, really get your comment read, you got to say something really, really funny, but appropriate. For our first guest, we have somebody that is coming also from Grand Rapids, Michigan, coming up under the same system that Jamahal came from. This is Jace Jones.
How y'all doing? Thanks for having me on, too. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, yeah. It's fun having you.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here.
And then we have, I'm sorry. You said first time. This is your first time in Vegas since you were 15.
Yeah.
That's what you told me.
Yeah, as an adult. Yeah.
He ain't really come to Vegas. He wasn't really in Vegas.
Yeah, so he's getting to experience Vegas for the first time as an adult.
Heck yeah. We've been locked in, though. We've been locked in training, though. So
yeah, y'all been getting a lot of work in every day.
Yeah.
And then we have another special guest that is joining us all the way from good old Texas, our friend, our cowboy, Mr. Kevin Holland.
How y'all doing out there?
That boy stay on the road.
He stays on the road. Kevin, I want to know how you've driven so many times back and forth from Houston, and I'm sure you've mastered this trip. How long does it take you to get from Fort Worth to Houston?
It just depends what time I leave. If I leave during traffic, I just found a new route, so I can still do 4.5 hours. If I have no traffic at all, it's like 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, he be putting his foot on the pedal.
Getting straight to it, getting to the movement.
And then, of course, we have your host, our king, Mr. Jamahal.
What's going on, peoples? Let's get to it. We got an exciting card this weekend. And then, Kev, it plays out in your division, man. You know? I know.
Oh, yeah, it's good fights.
Good fights, good stuff.
Real good fights. Who's fighting again? I'm fucking with y'all. I know who's fighting.
He knows that fight.
Oh, yeah, he know that fight.
May not know the other ones. But
I know the main event.
That's good.
You know?
That's good. I mean, it's a little bit. The people that are on this card are a little familiar, so you should be able to be able to give a few words about it. You've probably seen them fight before, here and there. I don't know how much do you watch the events? Do you typically tap into the events, or is it just whenever it's some fights that you're interested in?
If I got interested in a fight, or if it's somebody fun fighting, you know what I mean? Every once in a while, the family will want to watch a fight, so we'll have a little fight party. But for the most part, I'll play in the video games, and I'll just tune in here and there when somebody's fighting that I know.
Dope.
All right. Do you wanna go ahead and start on our?
Well, hold on. First,
I
it's been a while since I talked to my brother. Y'all seen on the story. He gave me a little shit for having a little mishap on one of the bets on a little bet we made. We ain't talked in a little minute. Hey, bet? I need his take on this whole one gorilla versus 100 men thing. I need to know where your sanity sits with this, my brother.
I mean, what 100 niggas is we taking?
What you mean, bro? But here's my thing, right? This is my whole thing. If we talking like the way that it was described to me was to the death, right? And the men have no weapons; they just got hands and feet. How do you mortally wound a gorilla with just hands and feet?
No, we fucked. Yeah, niggas is out of there.
So Kevin you're not fighting the gorilla. No.
Fuck no. I mean,
at least about 80, 90 motherfuckers got to go before
70.
I even think about throwing my hat in the ring.
Yeah, I'm Mr. 4570. You already know what I'm doing.
That is true. He's hunting the shit out of that gorilla.
I had to look that up when you first said it. I'm like, I do not know what a 4570 is. No.
Yeah, let me figure this shit out before I piss him off.
Oh yeah, I ain't never.
They know now though.
Oh yeah, they know. They know. No, that's your tag, bro. You can come out with some shoes, some hats, just throw that on there, You good.
Get some shirts, some merch.
Yeah, once I get 4 to 5 wins at 170 pounds, is that shit gonna stick like gravy, baby?
Shoot, you out on track too.
Hell yeah. Wait, I'm pretty sure you got 4 or 5 wins in welterweight.
Got to be in a row.
He said 45.
Oh, in a row.
Yeah.
In a row. Okay.
About to say you're still one of the most.
If he has
active-
45 wins in a row, he's
fighters.
fighting the damn gorilla. All right, y'all ready to do to go over some of these
Let's
fights?
talk about some fights.
Let me see.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. We're gonna go over the featured prelim first. I'm losing my spot. Oh, the odds aren't in for this one. I see. So it's Barriault versus Silva. This is a middleweight bout. Let's see here. Gotta pull this up. Sorry, my computer doesn't like me right now. All right, Barriault is 16-9 with 1 no contest, and Silva is 23-12. They're both coming off of a loss. They got the same reach, damn near same leg reach. So we got 74-inch reach, 42 leg reach. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
It's a good matchup. It's a good matchup. Strikers, guys that are gonna come out to bang somebody. So they're gonna look to put each other to sleep. They're gonna look to finish this fight. Andrade is a very forward fighter. Silva can be a forward fighter. You know, he can be a forward fighter to a lateral fighter. But he has really, really good striking. So I'm interested to see how this one plays out. Before I give my takes, Jace, what you think?
I don't know. I like Bruno Silva. Just
What
because
you think about the fight?
I think it's gonna. I agree with you. It's more likely than not going to be a stand-up fight. What is it? 3 rounds? Yeah, it's only 3 rounds. So I like Bruno Silva in that one though.
No, we gonna do the picks. We're gonna do the picks. Hey yo,
later?
Kev, I believe Kev knocked out Bruno Silva, didn't you?
Nah, I never fought Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva fought.
Oh, that was
Didn't he
Ponzinibbio.
Didn't he fight Pereira when Pereira was at
He
85?
did.
Yeah, he did.
He went to decision with
went to
Pereira, huh?
decision with Pereira. Actually, did very well against Pereira.
That
Had
wasn't-
That
some-
other guy,
uh,
sometimes he gets tired. I used to think about fighting the other guy. Sometimes he gets tired in like round 2 and 3, and you can really put the gas on him. So if Silva comes in with any type of cardio or any type of like mentality like that, I got Silva in that. He's more durable, and I think that he's a better striker out of the two. And the other guy's not really that good of a grappler either. So it was like always one of those fights where I was just like, I don't have to train that hard. I can fuck this guy up. So yeah, I got Silva.
I think Bruno Silva was Pereira's second UFC fight, or was that his debut?
It was his
Yeah,
second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
watching that.
Well, I mean, from the way that I see it from a technical standpoint, Andrade is gonna have to come forward. That's his game. His game is pressing forward, keeping you on that back leg, and trying to hit you with big shots. Try to hit you with big shots as he traps you on the cage and you try to circle out. He's either coming with that overhand and try to clip you on the chin, and he comes with some heavy leaned in shots. But his shots are like, it's not like traditional boxing. He doesn't exactly bring his feet with him whenever he punches, but he leans his head forward, which leaves you in position to get countered. I believe he's gonna have to back Bruno Silva up into the cage. He's gonna have to get him into the cage and get him to fight in exchange, draw him into a firefight with his back up against the cage. For Bruno Silva, I believe he's gonna have to fight laterally. He's gonna have to fight laterally, and off his back foot as well. He's getting, I believe, being fast, being a good jab, fast, but not fully committed, but just enough to draw that forward attack from Andrade to where he can kind of flow and step back, and then come back with a counter. I believe that that'll play dividends for him. Also, Andrade is very heavy on that lead leg. He's very heavy on that lead leg coming forward. I believe he should implement some kicks, low kicks to calf kicks. I believe this is southpaw versus orthodox. Bruno switches between the two, so I believe mixing in kicks to the legs and teep kicks to the body would be money, especially with the way that he just comes kind of forward. forward at him. Those teep kicks could definitely offset him, could hurt him, and stop some of that forward pressure. If not, make him hesitant and leave himself open for some big shots. So, yeah, that's how I see that one.
All right. You ready to go to the prelims? I think there's a couple.
We're gonna do a couple of the prelims. Yeah.
All right, so we actually have one in your weight division, the light heavyweight bout with Bukauskas and Cutelaba. And that is 17-6 for a record. Cutelaba is 19-10-1. Both coming off of a win. Their stats match up pretty well, and both of them average fight time in the cage is under 10 minutes, actually like exactly at 9 or less. So obviously these guys don't really go decision like that. What are your thoughts on this one?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Bukauskas' I don't think if it's the last 2 or 3 losses, he lost to Jimmy Crute and Khalil Roundtree back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not back-to-back. I know he lost to both those guys, though. Some subtle foreshadowing for you right there.
He got knocked out by the new guy, the Brazilian guy, really strong guy.
So that was his last fight.
That was his last loss. He actually's put together a couple of wins since then. One against Barriault.
He's on a 3-fight win streak right now.
He's on a 2-fight win streak.
I see 3.
Barriault, I see 2. I see he lost the 3 fights ago was the loss to the Pinheiro.
Vitor Petrino.
Perino, my bad.
Oh, Petrino. Yeah.
Petrino.
Who's a solid fighter in his own right.
Yeah, he's
Are
only
these guys
lost
on
to
the main
guys.
card?
They are not.
These are the prelims.
We're not trying to confuse you. Sorry.
No, it's the prelims.
Making sure.
Yeah. How you say that?
Well, the way I look at it is like this, guys. Neither one of those guys should be on the main card. And if either one of those guys are on the main card, this is why ticket sales are not going the way they're supposed to go.
I was about to say, he's about to hang up if they were on the main card.
And so I think at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the guy on the left.
We
seems to have a better haircut than the guy on the right. So
he's going off.
So we
got the better face,
we got
so
the
he's
style.
gonna
We
give
got
the
the
fade.
style list. We got the style picked out. You said the guy on the left has a better haircut than the guy on the right.
yeah, and I don't know if my left is the same as your left, but my left.
Which one is on your left? Which one's on your right?
I can't really read, so I don't know.
Is it Ian Cutelaba or Modestas Bukauskas?
The dude with the short name? Nah, I don't like him.
You don't like Cutelaba?
Dang.
Bukauskas.
Hey man, that's.
So Bukauskas got the good fade.
Hey,
so he's gonna give
I
the
spent a lot of
fade.
time out here in Vegas. I run into Ian Cutelaba all the time. We actually sparred over at Extreme Couture. He's a good dude, man. He's a good dude.
Oh, he's a nice guy?
He's a nice guy.
I bet you he's a wonderful guy.
He's a
My
nice
bad.
guy.
I'm sorry,
He's
Ian.
a good
I'm
fighter.
going with the other guy still.
Which is all right. You wouldn't be Kev if you did. If you didn't.
Okay, so he went against Roundtree in 2021.
Oh, okay.
That fucking knee stomp.
But yeah, that's
his
the one
leg.
Yeah.
I
where
hate
he
that
stomped his
shit.
knee out. Yeah.
Got to win against. He came back. Got to win against Tyson Pedro.
He came back from that kind of quick too, didn't he?
Nah, he was off for about almost 2 years.
Oh, geez.
A year and a half. So he took his time. He took his time coming back. Yeah, I think they're both fairly solid fighters.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Cutelaba.
That was very nice of you.
They solid, bro. They solid. Now, top 15 is a different story. Obviously, that's the elite of the elite. But as far as solid fighters that aren't just pushovers that can test a guy, especially a guy coming in or a guy that needs to get back to his winning ways, I think they both stand solid in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Bukauskas actually got a win over Petrino. Yeah, over Petrino. Not Petrino.
Marcin Prachnio.
Prachnio. Yeah, Prachnio. Which Prachnio beat was what? I think he was Khalil Gerantry's last loss before Pereira. So, he kind of got a little something back with that a little bit, So I believe he's game. He's game. It's a good fight. And from sparring with Ian is a lot better than he's shown in that he's been given credit for. He has pretty good boxing. My only thing with Ian is just kind of like the IQ decisions that he makes whenever he's in the cage. He kind of just gets in love with being in a war and being in a fight, and he gets drawn into that a lot. I
like him.
For the most part, though. But how I see it is, Bukauskas he's got good strikes, right? He does see punches to a degree whenever he's coming forward, so he's kind of able to lean and still use physical attributes, which I believe he is the taller fighter in this fight. I believe he is the taller fighter. He'll have more reach, so those risks could pay off for him a little bit more in this fight. He's got a reach, he's got an inch in reach, and he's a couple inches taller. So I could see him being able to use his reach in that regard. But he comes straight forward. Whenever he commits and he comes forward, there's no angles, there's no shift. It's just kind of straightforward and on a straight line to you. I believe he's gonna have to mix in kicks here. He's gonna have to mix in kicks from leg kicks to head kicks, and with this one as well as working in synchronization behind his hands. I believe he should probably open up with the kicks and then kind of try to find his way to his hands there, just because of that straightforward motion. If you can get a guy kind of moving and weary of the kicks, it kind of leaves that, it kind of can give him a little bit more whenever he's coming forward the way that he does. For Ian has really good boxing. He has fairly good boxing. He is fairly defensive. We've seen in his last fight now, he's been working on his ground game to be able to take people down and be more dominant and assertive whenever from the top position and impose his will. But for this one, I believe his jab is going to be the key. He's going to have to work behind that jab whenever he comes, whenever Bukauskas comes forward, just because not just throwing a jab out there aimlessly, just kind of be patient. Control, mirror the movement. I believe Bukauskas is a little bit more hoppity, hippity, or whatever you want to call it, loose on the low, a little bit more light on his feet. Well, because he kind of bounces. He's a little bit more bouncy of a bouncer side to side. But whenever he comes forward, he comes straight forward. I believe he should interrupt that forward motion with the jab from there, and then start working his combinations from there, as well as use the takedown. Use the takedown, the threat of the takedown, to kind of keep him off that back leg and kind of keep him on that bike. And then from there, a lot of jabs from Cutelaba, I believe, will be able to keep him on that bike and kind of wear him out and get to him, and then set him up to whenever he's able to find those openings for those follow-up shots, because he does have fairly good combinations whenever he commits to them.
Yeah.
So,
I agree with you too. I remember he had that recent W. The fight I watched before that was him and Magomed Ankalaev, and he had that iffy stoppage loss, which kind of sickened me when I watched it, because you could tell he was playing that ropey dope, trying to get his boxing going. And from when I remember that fight, he had established his jab, and Magomed Ankalaev maybe caught him with 2 or 3 shots, and he started playing all that ropey dope defense, and the ref came in and stopped it, and that was the last loss I remember.
No, they rematched and he got knocked out by Ankalaev, but that's because Ankalaev used his aggression towards him. Cutelaba is sometimes, whenever he's coming forward, he comes forward reckless, and that's something that Bukauskas could also take advantage of. Like I said, he leans, he sees punches at that last second, he's able to lean and kind of wing and put weird angles on his punches to still be able to deliver while trying to evade shots. Is it the cleanest, make a miss and things? No. But it's still I've seen it work for him. You know what I mean, on certain occasions, and that's why I say the jab for Ian Cutelaba is a more on point bang kind of to hit him, to snap his, and then if he's looking to lean from out of there, that's when you feint that and then you follow up, clean him up from there.
Gotta get that jab going though.
Yeah, he's got to get that jackbone. That's how I see that one.
All right. You want to touch on the women's flyweight bout? Jessica Andrade.
Sure, why not? Let's do it.
Jessica Andrade versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. Did I say that right? Close? All right. So Jessica is 26-13, coming off of a loss. Jasmine is 13-3. Right now, the odds are in favor for Jasmine by minus 290. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Me personally, like Jessica Andrade, 26-13. That's a lot of fights. That's a lot of fights, and she's fought some killers. She has some killers on her resume too.
Former champion.
Yeah, former champ also. Yeah, she's a beast. She's been fighting for as long as I've been watching the UFC, I believe.
Yeah, she's old school.
Yeah,
Been around for a minute.
Kid, what you think about the ladies?
You know, shit. I think the finer one gonna win.
Which one is that?
Jasmine. Oh, whoops.
Oh,
Yo,
damn.
you can't tell me, my boy.
He just straight out called it out.
Yeah. Oh, speaking
That
of
was easy.
speaking of pretty girls, Kevin, I saw that Victoria was handling you on the mats with those wrestling moves, and I saw that you liked it.
Hey, man, I see that shit
Yeah,
too.
I mean,
But you funny as hell. But you look like you
Dude,
like,
it
hey,
was
nah.
new. I like something new. That was fun, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what it takes to get you interested in wrestling like that? Beautiful woman.
You know. Hey.
Just
you
grabbing on you and
know, I
whatnot.
don't want to say too much, but yeah, it was very interesting.
I think Victoria could get anybody into wrestling. She's pretty.
She's real.
She's pretty good. She's a pretty
solid. I
girl.
follow
She's
her.
cool. I mean,
I
what's
follow
not
her.
to
Her
like about
wrestling's
her?
definitely solid. It's definitely top level.
What are your thoughts on it, Jamal? This fight.
Bro, I said, Kev, subscribe to Jessica Andrade OF. Hey, man, don't make that look. Oh, man. So how do I see this fight? Well, Jessica Andrade is kind of like, she's kind of like set in how she is and like her ways of how she strikes at this point. So, you know, she comes forward. She looks to hit you with big bombs, you know. I like to see her implement a jab more, you know, not be as flat-footed. I believe a jab would elevate her game so much, because then it would make it a lot easier for her to corner these girls and put them up against the cage, to where whenever she's actually able to draw them into exchanges, the way she throws, the way with her, like she kind of dips her head down and kind of gets into a wing of like hooks. If she lands one, the fight's different. It automatically changes the fight whenever she lands on some of these girls, especially when she lands clean. That's what I like to see her do in this fight. She's gonna have to back her into a corner. Jasmine stays pretty light on her feet. She's fairly bouncy. Her punches are not the most technical, sharp, or present the most danger. I believe whenever she mixes it in, she's able to throw kicks, like slip head kicks up, and then whenever she comes down with the right hand, I believe those are probably like her more dangerous strikes. But she's going to have to stay on the bike with Jess. She's going to stay on the bike. Use the jab. Since Jessica doesn't use the jab, she's going to have to use her jab. Get her jab busy, straight punches right in her face. Don't try to stay away from the looping and winging punches, and just kind of see where she's throwing and just straight down the pipe. We've seen that work for countless times against Jessica, where just straight punches just get there and they beat her to the punch, and whenever she does, her head gets snapped back, and it makes it a lot harder to throw hooks and wings the hooks and the power shots that she likes to wing when you're snapping her head back. So I believe that, as well as the teep kick right up the middle, to kind of keep her off balance, keep her from just that forward motion, would do her a lot of justice.
All right, let's hit the featured prelim, and then we'll get to the main card. So our last fight for the prelims is a welterweight bout with Mike Malott. Sorry, is it Malott? Mike Malott? Malott?
I've been saying
I'm
Belal.
saying it like
No.
it's French.
Hold on,
and
my
I don't-
man
it's
said the
not.
Sweet Dream KO smoking. You already know it, bro. You already know it. It's out now. It's the hardest hit. It's the hardest hit shit out there. You know, you want
hey.
late night, you just chilling, you want to relax, maybe take a nap. Get you some of that Sweet Dreams KO. Put it in your system, baby.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I was definitely the guinea pig. Punching.
I tried it as well,
Punch.
and it was wonderful.
Nope.
It was
Hey, don't worry,
absolutely
Blunt, bro. I'm
wonderful.
gonna get you some. I'm gonna
It
get
was
some out to
truly
you for sure.
wonderful.
Oh yeah, we only smoke CBD out here, brother.
I was amazed.
Oh.
Right. So that's it. Well, I have it for you when you come here.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'll be there in a couple weeks.
I won't be here. I actually leave next week. I gotta
Yes.
slide out. I gotta
That's
slide
not
out to
mail,
Michigan. I
son.
gotta be out in Michigan. I gotta get back to Michigan, get back to the
Okay.
team. We're gonna get, you know what I mean, fully underway, all hands on deck. You know, it's been good. I've been grinding it out more, so it's just been about strength and conditioning and those things. You know, I've been getting good looks out here with Chitty Andrew Kawani and over at the Andrew Kawani gym and his brother's Anthony's gym with Jamal Pungs and those guys. It's just really good Muay Thai guys. I believe Chitty has the best natural, like pure Muay Thai in the UFC, and he's tall. He's got good timing. He's got beautiful technique, and yeah, bro. Shout out to you, my brother. Good looking out. Been getting the work in.
All right, so back to this name that I was butchering. Mike Malott versus Charles Radtke.
Radtke.
What are your thoughts on this fight?
This welterweight, this Kev's division. Kev, lead us into the discussion.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know nothing about.
I was about to
the other
say
guy.
he don't know
Mike
these
Malott,
dudes.
dude. I think he lost to Neil Magny last time, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna just.
I believe
He
he
was
came
on
back
he was
and
on
got a
roll
win.
before that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Oh, he
Canada's
He
star
came back and got a
boy.
win against, I believe it was Trevin Giles.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Which
beat
one is
Trevin?
this? Mike Malott?
Mike
or-
Trevin-
Malott, I
Trevin
believe. Mike Malott.
Yeah,
he
I'm
came
gonna
out.
put my
he got-
money. I'm gonna put my money on Mike. Trevin's
Oh,
a
yeah,
tough
he did win
opponent, so
against
you
Trevin
can get
Giles.
past. You can get past Trevin. Yeah.
Got
I'm
him
gonna
by
put my money on
decision.
Mike.
Yeah, you did lost.
Yeah, I
lose
put
to
my money on
Magny.
Mike.
Yeah.
All right.
I put my money on Mike. I think he a decent fighter. You know, as long as he don't get tired, he do work. So we're gonna put our money on Mike. You know what I mean? Like Mike. Everybody wanna be like Mike anyway. Shit, put your money on
Mikey
Mike.
boy. Shit, the dude don't shoot for takedowns. I see that. Sure. He has good striking. Mike has good striking. I believe he likes to get it done with the hands. You know, he's got good ability to fight off his back foot. So he does fight off of his back foot to a degree well. Or no, he's more of a forward guy. He's more of a forward guy now that I'm actually thinking about it. If you actually get him fading back, that's usually whenever he gets caught. You know, he kind of comes forward. You catch him with that first initial shot, and then
Malott?
yeah, catch him with that first initial shot. After that, his defense he's more so just interested in getting out of the way rather than staying technical with his defense. So I do see the deficiency there. And Charles is good. Charles is definitely game. One thing that Charles does well is he's always kind of moving, feinting, and not really giving too many tells on what he's about to throw. He has good combination with at the end of his setup shots. Whenever he's flowing into those combinations, he throws some pretty devastating strikes that if they land, he understands how to land and cause damage and turn over without really opening it up really, really big to overswing and things like that. He mixes it in. He trains with Belal. So he's willing to mix it in, mix in the wrestling, low kicks. I believe the last loss he had was to Carlos Pratas, which he wasn't doing terrible in that. It's just a couple body shots, those knees to the body, ended up getting to him and hurting him pretty bad.
Yeah, Charles Radtke's boxing is his offense is pretty
solid.
tight, pretty crisp. I like him personality-wise, too. He had a couple of viral moments on the post-fight mic. He said some things I can't repeat, but Hey, I'm a fan now.
Oh, well, he pissed off at Canada. He got I seen that today. He got a bone to pick with Canada. He said they booed our national anthem. So now he said somebody got to pay for it. He said somebody got to pay for it. He took that personal. So he looking to make a statement in this fight. How do I see it? For him, I think just use those feints to kind of disrupt the time and not let him really know when you're coming.
Yeah.
When I've seen him throw twos, throw like straight punches, that are big shots, that's when he's probably leaves himself the most open. I believe a jab and doubling up the jab to work his way in the range, to work into his combinations off of the feints and things like that, or just off of just the work and just the feints and just giving different looks and then already having his combos ready to go. That's the best way for him to go right here. Like I said, Mike Malott, whenever he gets hit with that first shot, he kind of get lost in the sauce and he not really knowing where the next one's coming from. So he don't have just like that technical go-to defense, like, all right, got call here, roll here, slip here. That's not really his thing. So if he can get to him initially with that first initial strike, I see the combinations actually working fairly well for him. Work to the body, good solid punches to the body, and work his way upstairs. Work the kicks and things of that nature. For Mike, feints. He's gonna have to feint. He's gonna have to feint him a lot to kind of get him guessing to where he's not just comfortable just flowing and giving you looks and come forward. You're gonna have to feint. He's gonna have to feint him, sell him on something before he commits and starts to get in his strikes. Because Mike has fairly decent combinations. I don't think they're as powerful at the end as Charles's, but
yeah, I agree. I think as long as Mike can stay on the forward pressure, he'll be all right. But if Charles Radtke gets him on his back foot, there's a height and reach disparity there. Charles Radtke's a little shorter, so I'm willing to bet that's part of their game plan is to put the pressure on and try to work on the inside, land some of those body shots. But like you said, if Mike Belal can keep the pressure on, I'm right there with you.
Control the range. He's gonna have to control the range. Mike is definitely gonna have to control the range. He's gonna have to keep him at a certain distance to where he's not just inside firing off those combos. And for Charles, he's gonna have to get in. He's gonna have to work his way inside, keep him on that back foot, and put him in that box to where those combos can be the most effective. As well for Mark Malott, body shots, the kicks to the body, knees to the body.
Yeah, front kicks,
He's gonna have to hit those knees to the body, but also be ready because once Charles gets hit, he does fire back. So I believe kicks to the body, keeping that range, good jab, and then good long punches could be money for him.
All right.
Okay, made it back to the crib.
Your boy be moving.
Yeah,
just in time for the
this
main card.
This dude just be dipping, bro. Like this motherfucker drove from Texas to Las Vegas, watched one fight, got back in the car and fucking drove back.
Road runner.
My bad. Switched cars, watched the fight, and then drove back.
Gotta switch whips.
Gotta switch the whips.
On the road again.
Mr. Beat the Road, man.
You ever heard that song? That country song? On the road again.
On the road again?
Just can't wait to get out on the road again.
They actually got the lyrics for me, but it's okay.
So cut that royalty check, bro. Never let it slide.
No.
All right. That was a nice analysis, gentlemen. We will go ahead and head over to the main card, and we are starting off with our light heavyweight bout. Not light heavyweight. I just lied. Lightweight bout. I read that wrong. With number 13 ranked Benoit Saint-Denis and versus Kyle Prepolec. Prepolec.
Yeah.
Prepolec. I mean, killing these names. If it's French, I can say it. If it's anything else, I'm obviously English. I'm terrible at it. We got 13-3 versus 12-7. Benoit's coming off of a loss, which was with Moicano. I think it was the TKO doctor stoppage. The odds are freaking crazy. Benoit is in favor, minus 1,000.
I think that a lot of that has to do with the level of competition that he's faced.
Yes, I was gonna
we
say.
haven't seen Kyle since he hasn't fought in the UFC since 2019, I believe.
Yeah, against Austin.
Yeah,
Hubbard.
it's a short notice fight for him too.
And then the guys that he fought at the time, I mean, when he back then when he lost, are not the upper echelon of elite guys, and they're throwing him. He's coming right back in, being thrown right into the fire. Saint Denis is a beast. We seen the kind of the fight he took to Dustin before Dustin was able to catch him and finish him there. And Moicano is just a beast, bro. He kind of just ragdolled him, had his way with him on the ground. So I know he's looking to get back to his winning ways. He's gonna be hungry. He's gonna be determined. He's gonna come in ready. How do y'all see it?
Yeah, I got that. I'm right there with you. For Kyle Prepolec, it's a short notice fight. Benoit's original opponent, Joel Alvarez, I don't know if he got injured or just pulled out or what, but it's pretty short notice for Kyle Prepolec. I watched some of his highlights. Never heard of any of the dudes he's fought necessarily, but from his wins, it looks like he's got pretty decent striking. He's got a couple TKOs, knockouts on his record, but like you said, Benoit, the level of competition he's fought, like he's fought the best of the best. He had that war with Dustin Poirier. I don't know, was that ended in the second round? Second round? Yeah, that was a good fight though.
Which he won the first round. He got Dustin Poirier's back, which is not easy.
Right.
Got him down, and he was in control.
That was definitely
kind of rolled him out that first round.
And he's tough.
definitely
Like
better.
that dude is very durable. And he's only 13-3. He's only 16 fights along. So
I believe the doctor stopped the fight with him and Moicano, right? Or did he choke him?
yeah,
It was
The
yeah.
doctor's eye was completely swollen.
Yeah.
Swollen shut.
Yeah, but who knows? Like sometimes you see crazy. Like this guy Kyle's second UFC fight. You said he hasn't fought in UFC since 2019. You never know. He might have had his head down, training hard this whole time. But like you said, it's just the competition they face is night and day difference. And I think Benoit's tough too. He's a physical guy.
Yo, y'all funny as hell. He said.
Oh, you reading the chat?
He said Kyle about to lose a fist fight to a French dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then this other guy said, there's another one saying that Kyle was supposed to fight this Friday anyway. So he was already in shape for a fight.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, that helps. That definitely helps. Kev, you got any thoughts on this one?
You know, I was thinking hard about this one. You know, I did a lot of research on this one. And the research I did, you know, when you guys were talking about it right there, right? And what I gathered out of that is I'm going to roll my dice the opposite way you guys. I'm going with Kyle.
Yeah.
Hey, I never gave any picks. Y'all the ones giving y'all picks that y'all take. I'm just giving takes here. I'm just giving takes on how I see it. You know?
I'm going with Kyle. I'm going to ride with the underdog. I'm going to go bet $2 on this man and come up with 200.
They're going to play this back when he wins, too.
Yep,
be
that
wild.
would be crazy.
All right, so how do I see this fight?
Don't try and go for Kyle now.
Nah, I did see some of Kyle's fights. I did get to see him in action before, so you know I was able to watch a little bit of film on him. Thing about Benoit Saint Denis is he's super aggressive, and he wings punches. He wings punches at you, which a lot of time leaves him out of position, which is how he got finished by Dustin Poirier. Just the overextension on his shots. He's banking on everything that he's going to land. That he's going to land those punches, and when he don't, it really opens him. It really opens him up. He's got really good grappling. He's willing to take guys. He's able to take a lot of guys down and able to manhandle them. That could be a way of victory for him here. I haven't seen anything to make me believe that Kyle can actually match the grappling that Saint Denis is coming in with, especially if he's able to get to his back. And I believe that's what he should do. I believe Benoit Saint Denis should stay composed, land big shot, make sure he lands Like, focus on the shots that can land. He don't have to be a volume fight. I don't believe him coming out with a whole lot of volume is his strong suit, but I believe him capitalizing on mistakes whenever people do is. Maybe, maybe work behind some feints. Maybe you can catch him hesitant, guessing, land a big shot from there, and then end up getting in and getting to the takedown and getting him down. I believe getting him down and getting to his back should be what he looks for, getting on top and implementing some heavy ground and pound from there, because Kyle can move. He's light on his feet. He has really, really good pullback strikes, right? So for Kyle, I believe he should use feints and light in and out movement and footwork to draw St. Denis into swinging. Trying to land one of those big shots, trying to swing a land, because when he does, he leaves himself wide open to be countered, and Kyle has the ability to throw off his back foot. To going backwards, throwing off his back foot. I've even seen him a head kick float in right off while stepping backwards. He got a knockout with one of those. I believe that that's his route to victory. Controlling that range and drawing out St. Denis into those those overextended, misplaced, sometimes shots that he just gets comfortable with, just winging big shots at people, and draw that out of him and use that ability to in and out to come back and counter, and look for the counter off of that.
We actually have a question that just came up about this fight, so I would like to pull that one up since we're already on the topic. All right. Ryan asks, after 2 brutal losses for Benoit Saint-Denis, what do you think that does to his confidence going into this fight? Do you think he might look gun-shy and tentative?
I believe a guy like St. Denis, the special forces, they made all that. His mental toughness has been on display multiple times. And the fact that he lost those fights in 2 different ways, right? He lost those fights in 2 different ways. One of them was him overextending on his punches and getting caught, and the other one was just the guy was just a better grappler. I don't think it's confident. I believe he should come in with fairly decent confidence, understanding that those guys were on a different level than the guy that he's fighting, right? So I don't believe gun shy would be the thing. I believe he will be a little bit more calculated in his approach, and when he does open up, to where I do believe he's going to look to try to get this fight to the ground and test his ground game more so than just going out and just trying to just throw hands and trade with this guy. So yeah, I believe he'll be fine. I believe mentally, yeah. I believe he has the mental toughness to where he'll be fine, and he's gonna go out and try to right the ship.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're talking about a guy who did a long stint in the special forces. Like, he was out there ready to kill people probably at one point. So I think it's going to come down to his skill set. I think mentality, his confidence is probably unwavered.
What do you think, Kev? Did you freeze or you just fucking with us?
Huh? Oh, he's frozen.
You never know, Bob. You never know.
Do you want to go on to the next one or wait for him?
His phone died.
We'll get him. We'll get him back.
We'll have him back on. All right, Ryan. Thank you for coming in and being part of the show.
Appreciate the question, bro.
Our next fight is our women's flyweight bout, and this is a little interesting. Some people were like, "What? What's happening?" So we got Alexa Grasso, our number 1 contender in this division, versus Natalia Silva, who is number 5. Grasso's at 16-4-1. Natalia's at 18-5-1. Alexa is coming off of a loss. Natalia is actually on a 12-win fight streak right now. She is she's different, man. I think actually the last person she fought, who's also on this card, was Jessica Andrade.
No.
But this girl is. I was looking at her footage, and she has very educated kicks. I mean, the timing is perfect. She hits hard. She's in your face. She comes forward. She picks people apart. And she is actually a favorite to win by -218 for this. So what are your thoughts for this matchup?
Well, Alexa Grasso, her last 3 fights were all Valentina Shevchenko. I think that says a lot.
The highest
Right.
level there
The
is.
loss, a split decision, and then a win with like the best, arguably one of the best women's fighters of all time. I think that means a lot going into this.
Definitely the GOAT of that division.
Yeah.
Definitely is the GOAT of
For
that
sure.
division.
I think that means a lot going into this for Alexa Grasso. Kind of like we were just saying with Benoit, it's like a different caliber of competition that they faced throughout their careers. I'm looking at Natalia Silva, who she fought.
I wouldn't exactly
Jessica
put it on the
Andrade.
same part of that one because the last fight, that guy's been fighting outside of the UFC.
Yeah,
and when he
that's
was
true,
in the
too.
UFC, he was fighting like entry-level guys as opposed to fighting top 5, top 10, you know what I'm saying, which Natalia has fought. She fought Jessica Andrade, who was the former champion.
She beat that girl Jasmine, also Jasudavicius.
Yeah, so she's fought like the
She's not fighting pushovers, that's for sure.
no, not at all.
But
So I believe the competition that she's fought is pretty more gamed up to that level as opposed to the last fight.
But I think with Alexa coming off 3 fights with Valentina, like I don't know. You think Natalia Silva, she's gonna give her different looks for sure.
Yeah, actually, I was just thinking that. So since her last 3 fights, you could probably attest to this. If she's fighting the same person, do you think she has tailored her game too much to beat Valentina, or you think she still has? You know what I'm saying? She still has the.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I don't think that will be the case for the simple fact of Valentina. When you go in to fight a Valentina, you have to be ready for everything.
Right.
So she had to be sharp with her striking. She had to be sharp with her grappling. She had to be sharp just pretty much everywhere. And in that fight, I don't think skill for skill. I don't think Valentina was beating her skill for skill. I think Valentina was just that much more physically strong and physically dominant than Alexa Grasso was in this fight. And now I'm pretty sure she's addressed that as well. So with that skill and then coming in with a physical dominance with somebody who I don't believe to be as strong as a Valentina or as physically dominant as a Valentina, I believe that trilogy actually will benefit Alexa. moving
Yeah,
forward
because
in this.
Natalia actually, she's also really good with her grappling, and I know she has a really nasty armbar. So I think they're both well-rounded fighters.
Yeah, well, this is the way I see it. Well, the way I see it, we going X's and O's, right? So X's and O's. What is Natalia? Natalia has very, very fast lateral movement. So she's very fast moving laterally, right? So with that, she also has a fast jab. Now she pops the jab out there with not a lot of intention behind it at times, and she does kind of one shot a lot, and her movement, though she does do it a lot and it does help her out in a fight, is not as educated towards dominating the fight, right? It's a weapon, but it's not a dominant weapon for her in that regard. She's gonna have to find a way. She's gonna have to use her movement as a weapon. I believe in the way that she should use it as a weapon is make Alexa guess and try to find the range, right? So instead of just kind of sitting in front of her and then here and there, just kind of make her follow her, make her chase her, and make her find the range from there, and then walk her in the traps, walk her into that jab, and follow it up with other strikes and things like that behind it. I believe that that's her best thing. Alexa's boxing. From outside range to in the pocket, she's dangerous. Mm-hmm. She can be dangerous because she can hit you. She's got good setups and she's got good head movement to where she can, if she does get in the pocket with her and start swinging and Alexa rolls one, catches a punch and fires back with combos, I believe that's bad business. I believe in the pocket, Alexa has the advantage there as far as the hands go. On the outside, Natalia with her movement is more so game there. But on Alexis's end, she I believe she's just drawing into a full well-rounded martial arts fight. Corner her. She's gonna have to corner her. She's not gonna be able to try to find her with strikes out in space while she's doing all that moving and that hopping around. Now I believe she should stay composed, work behind feints, work behind some kick at the legs to kind of get her to move a certain way that she wants her, and then corner her up against the cage, draw her in, and then draw her strikes out from there and mix in the grappling. Shoot takedowns. Definitely shoot in the takedowns and use that to wear her down to stop her from moving, to keep her stationary. So early on, Alexa should be looking to tie her up. Look to tie her up, look to make her grapple, look to kind of wear her down to where to kind of take her off of that bike to where you're not risking yourself or putting yourself in danger trying to follow and corner her. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah, I like Alexa Grasso for other reasons. You talking about, you said she's well-rounded. You said she's well-rounded. I'm like, yeah, she's well-rounded, all right. Shoot.
Hey, look. Hey, y'all, forgive him, man. He young. He ain't got here yet. He hasn't had actually, none of us have had that talk. I was about to say some shit that wasn't even true. None of us have had that. Oh, that's your coworker talk. That's just something that somebody said one time. Shoot your shot, young buck. Shoot your shot.
No, I'm about to say, I hope my girl ain't watching this. She gonna cuss me out.
To be fair, Alexa Grasso is an attractive woman. She's a pretty girl. And
Yeah, no,
she
she
can
is.
kick
She is
ass,
very
so
pretty.
that's pretty dope.
No, I'm playing, babe.
Natalia's pretty too.
Yeah.
She's pretty too.
I got Alexa, though, to win that fight for sure.
All right, buddy. All right. You guys ready to go to the next one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move it along.
All right. Okay, we got our bantamweight bout with Jose Aldo at number 11 versus Ayman Zahabi at number 15. Aldo is 32-9. Is that right?
Yeah.
He's had that many fights?
Heck yeah.
Dang. All right.
OG.
Yeah, it is 32-9. I had to
OG.
double check. I had to double check that. And then Zahabi is 12-2. Aldo's coming off of a loss. Zahabi's coming off of a win. Zahabi is currently on a 5-fight win streak, and he has pretty good striking accuracy at 46%. I think Aldo, let's see, where is it? Jose Aldo. Was he right above 42? I know the average striking accuracy in the UFC is 42%. What are your thoughts on this matchup with these guys?
Take it away, young blood.
This is a hobby guy. I don't know, like Jose Aldo, that's one dude like I'm gonna be biased about because he's one of those guys that he's part of the reason why I even got into this sport in the first place. Like I came up watching him and just so experienced, and like I can't say I've seen Zahabi fight before, but I've
seen a couple.
I'm guessing like what is he gonna show Jose Aldo that he hasn't seen already, you know? Across what'd you say, 32-9?
Mm-hmm.
Across that many fights.
Right.
Like what is
Right. What hasn't been
Zahabi?
thrown at him, right?
You know?
What hasn't he seen?
So much experience. He's fought. His resume is just full of killers, full of big names. Like
Fought the biggest and baddest names in the sport.
The only
dog.
discrepancy is he's getting old.
And at bantamweight and at featherweight.
These guys are both old though. Well, Jose's 38 and Zahabi's 37.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jose's got more miles on him though. Just more miles purely just from camps to fights to just like, you know what I mean, just fighting that upper echelon of dudes to where you have to get in there and you go to war and, you know what I mean, put your body through it.
Oh yeah.
But how do I see this fight? Well, the first thing I noticed whenever doing film, how you say this dude's name?
Ayman
Zahabi.
Zahabi.
So yeah, so when watching him, the one thing I did notice is his guard, right? How he holds his hand. So he is a defensive guy. So a lot of big shots would probably he's capable of defending a lot of big shots initially, but the follow-up shots after that, he's wide open for. The way he stands, he's very susceptible to left leg kicks. This is not a fight. This is not a fight for him to be susceptible to left leg kicks, and he's very susceptible to body shots, which whether punches to the bodies and kicks to the body. not a good fight for you to be susceptible to those type of things. And he don't have the. It takes him a while, from what I've seen, to get the timing on when he wants to strike. He doesn't really have much of a flow style. You know what I mean? It's very just like kind of here and then like you go and then why you're kind of already in the fire. It's not much anticipation. It's not much reflective like reflexes. His reflexes to me don't say like just he don't have those snappy instant reflexes where all he sees is bang and then he's throwing. Against an Aldo, I believe that can put you put you in a very, very bad spot. All right. So how I see it is Aldo can work. Obviously, the jab. Jab is the money punch in the fight. So you always gonna hear me advocate for people using jabs. But the leg kicks. The leg kicks from Aldo and the combinations. Leg kicks and combinations for Aldo are going to be key here just because of how he covers up off initially to cover up one punch. He sails all in to protect his head, which leaves his body wide open. You know, I believe some punches followed up with kicks to the body, leg kicks to chop at his leg and chop at the calf to kind of knock him down from there will be there. And I believe that's how Jose Aldo should proceed on him in this fight. For Zabib, I believe he's gonna have to Zahabib. He's gonna have
Zahabi.
Zahabi. My bad, Zahabi. I don't know why I said
Zahabi.
Zabib.
Just think of wasabi.
Right. Zahabi. I don't know why I said Zabib. Maybe because I seen the thing earlier. I seen a thing just earlier with Zabib. Zabib, Maga, whatever his name.
Don't even try it.
The Russian, Maga Zalopoulos or whatever, Zalopoulos, whatever his name is. But I believe I seen him training. He's in camp with Islam right now, working, and he could possibly see a return there. That dude was always good and exciting and fun to watch.
He retired to go be a doctor.
100%.
Wait, since God's not on, can I take these off?
Yeah.
Oh, word.
But
Pinch my earrings.
For him, I believe he's gonna have to mix it in. Use the fact that Jose's a older fighter with those miles. You got mix in the grappling, dog. He's gonna have to shoot, even if Jose's got some of the best takedown defense in the history of the UFC and the history of the sport.
Yeah.
But something to be said about somebody who's constantly having to sprawl. Right, I believe he should use those takedowns to kind of wear him down, to disrupt his timing, to kind of get him to hesitate a little bit, because he's going to need hesitation to get his shots off, because his shots just don't fire off that well, and he don't fight well off the back foot. So he's kind of more of like he's coming forward in the fire. If you misfire a shot, I believe he's got the ability to counter you there, which Jose is one of the best world-class strikers that we've seen. So waiting for him to get complacent with his shot, you're going to take some damage. And the name of the game isn't take damage until you fight. Sometimes that can be the case, but nobody wants that to be the case whenever they're fighting. So he's gonna have to push and get Zahabi back on that. Get Aldo back on that back leg. We don't want to see a Mario Batista style fight where he's just being held up against the cage. Yeah. But you're gonna have to mix in and make him grapple and not try to just purely strike or just wait for him to wear himself out to where you can land a big shot, because he will fuck you up in that regard, especially with the way that he holds his hands up and the way his hands come up. Yeah. So I
agree. And for Zahabi early on in that fight, you gotta start checking leg kicks. Because Jose Aldo's some of the best takedown defense I've ever seen and some of the best leg kick game I've ever seen. His leg kick work is immaculate.
Yeah, I don't think the way he stands, because I believe they're both orthodox. I believe the way he stands is not going to allow for him to really be in a position to check kicks, especially if Jose's working behind that jab and working behind feints. So I don't know, man. Unless this dude changed the way he stands, this is pretty hard to see a way to victory for him in this fight. For me, for me personally. You know, but you know, it's a fight. You never know everything, and could be wrong.
Yeah,
All
ain't that
right.
the truth.
I did see somebody in here ask if.
I think I seen a couple comments.
Yeah, there's a couple comments, but someone did ask if Zahabi was a coach.
He's thinking of Firas.
So yeah, Firas is Zahabi's brother, and he was GSP George St. Pierre's first head training partner, and then he became his coach. So that's, if you guys have been watching it for a while, that's probably where you heard that name
I
from.
think he better take a page out of George St.
Yeah.
Pierre's book.
I saw someone
or
in here
behind
say that he might
jab
be
and
in
them
his corner
takedowns.
Yeah.
for this fight. So that would be cool if that's true. Did we want to get a comment in? Yeah.
There's one that actually goes with the last fight.
Okay, we'll get that one right after then. Gaming the legend, yo, the champ. Once a champ, always a champ. I know you and Khalil will put on a fight of the year rooting for you.
Hey man, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. You know, every time I step out there, I look to give the best performance, make sure there's action, make sure it stays entertainment. My biggest thing is making sure you want to come back and see me fight again. You know, I think I've done a good job of that. And I appreciate that, 100%. Once a champ, always a champ. That's why anybody that's ever won the gold in the UFC or at any professional level, I refer to them as champ. I'm always going to refer to them as champ. I'm always going to give them that respect because being in that position, I know the work and the dedication it took to get to that position. So, yeah, bro, appreciate you.
All right, and we have one more. Ryan came back. Hey, Ryan. Do y'all think it's disrespectful giving a legend like Aldo 3 up in corners in a row? What is it? Comers. Oh, Comers. Ooh, I need new contacts. Especially after having 2 wins over top 10, Cheeto and Font.
No, I don't know if Jose's ambitions are title right now. I think he retired. He missed the game. He missed fighting. And they're just bringing him in for fun fights. I think he's at the stage in his career where he's just here for fun fights and to be able to put on good competitive shows. So I wouldn't exactly see it that way. And also, Jose is number 11 in this division. This guy's number 15. So they're like right there by each other in the standings. So I don't see it that
on
way.
Paper, yeah.
All right, you guys ready to go to the co-main event?
Oh yeah.
The co-main. Yeah, that one.
All right, this is our first championship fight of the night with Valentina Shevchenko, who is our champion, versus Manon Firot, I believe is how you say it. And she is actually in favor to win this one by -148 against Shevchenko.
Damn.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of talks about this. She's actually currently undefeated since she's been in the UFC. Her last loss was 2018. So
Allegedly. I don't care what y'all say, and I am a little biased, you know what I mean, because I love Rose, but I felt Rose won that fight.
Oh, that wasn't
100%.
that the fight when Rose
broke her finger.
Yes, but that was her first fight in that division,
First fight
right?
in that division, yeah.
Yeah, she did good.
She was just getting rolled and steady eating left hands that entire, you know what I mean? She was eating left hands that entire fight. It was I didn't see her do a whole lot. Rose wasn't like Rose took a lot of damage or anything back like that. And especially with her fighting with one hand, she was landing a lot.
Yeah.
Anytime they were in those exchanges, the big punches were being landed by Rose. So
I do remember that fight vividly, actually, and I don't want to say it was an easy matchup because Rose isn't easy, but I don't know how much of an advantage you have when you have someone that's coming up from a smaller weight class, and then on top of that, they've broken parts of their hand. But she still got the win, so I don't want to take that away from her. But I do understand what you're saying with that fight with her because I thought the same.
I mean, you can't take nothing away from her. Obviously, she put herself in position to win in some judges' eyes.
Good.
It's just for me watching it from how I seen it. I believe Rose did enough to win that fight.
So, what are your thoughts on this matchup with these two ladies?
Well, I think Firot has gotten away with recently a lot of being physically imposing. she was the better striker in the last fight against Erin Blanchfield, and which Erin's striking is all right. It's just her movement, how she kind of comes. She don't really know how to take angles. She's not really turning and turning and then throwing off of turns and angles and things like that. So Firot being taller and clearly physically stronger, because she just kind of a couple of times on there, she just kind of just threw Erin. You know what I mean? Like
She's
just kind of
strong.
manhandled her.
Yeah.
So she's obviously very, very, very strong. And in this fight, I believe Valentina's probably the most physically strong competitor to ever compete in this division for the women's. She's super strong, and she's explosive. She has good technique and she has good footwork. So it's going to be a very, very interesting one to see, just from that standpoint, because it's going to come. I believe it's going to come down to skill. I don't believe physical dominance gets it done for either one of them, which is what both of them won their last fights with. So hopefully they sharpen up their skills and their tool set. And
all I know is Valentina has every ruby that you can put on the belt. She like Thanos with the belt. She got every stone you could put in there. She got it. I'm like, yeah, you got it. Yeah, I'm taking Valentina all day. I love watching her fight.
There's actually a fight, and I'm totally going blank, and I'm pissed at myself because I can't remember. But there was a fighter that told me that he was holding the shin pad, and she kicked, and he was like, "I've never felt like a woman kick like that, but also men." She kicked so hard that he had to actually give it to somebody else to let them do it. It was like it just goes through the pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this one, the way I see it, Valentina's gonna have to go. Which she does. She's gonna have to work her kicks though. I believe Firot is the taller fighter of the two, 2 inches taller. Valentina has the longer reach, so
Yeah.
that's very interesting in the offset there. But one thing I did notice in the Blanchfield fight was Blanchfield was actually able to land some solid kicks to the stomach of Firot, and just by feinting and giving different looks. Firot doesn't have a high volume, right? She's not very high on the volume. She's not very high on the pace. Valentina has the ability to push the pace. I believe she should use kicks and she should use the pace to push to where they use that championship round experience to wear her out and kind of just put a pace on her. Put a pace on her from the beginning. Leg kicks are there. The teep kicks are there. Work up, make her block some head kicks. But she's gonna have to do it being well aware and very placent with her hands and where they are. Grab her up against the cage. I don't like I said, it's hard for me to see somebody just getting for manhandling Firot and getting her to the ground. But the one round where Erin Blanchfield was able to get her to the ground, she was able to keep her there. So she can get her down and she can wear on her for a round. I believe that would pay dividends. And I think she should play the long game more so into the later rounds, to where she can to where Firot's volume and things kind of really, really come down, and then from there start unleashing, start letting it go with combinations. For Firot, hands, boxing. I believe she should box her head off.
Probably will.
The jabs,
She'll try.
the jabs for Firot, the straight punches for Firot, because although Valentina is a very, very high level at striking, she's a kickboxer. A lot of her kickboxing comes from a very square spot and a very wound up and loaded up spot. Straight punches down the middle can offset that. A teep kick of her own could disrupt some time, but more so of a push kick to kind of keep her feet moving, because I don't believe Valentina doesn't fights well with her feet moving. And then in the pocket, trust the fact that some of those punches that Valentina may throw, like even that hook that she throws like this, kind of lands at the wrists and hands and things like that. That's an opening. Mm-hmm. That's an opening. And uppercuts, hooks on the inside, only on the inside, I believe, from closing the distance coming in, straight punches, and when she's on the inside, pot shots to the body, work her way up to the head, look for that uppercut whenever she does go to change levels. Could be money for her. That's how I see it. That's like what I see for her. The boxing for Firot will be the key.
All right. Are you ready to go to the main event of the evening? Or you have anything else you want to cover?
Did we have another? We read both of those?
Yeah, we read both of them.
We read both of those.
I don't see anybody in this chat. Now, when I started the show, I told you guys, if you want something to be read, you either do the $5 minimum or you got to say something really funny, right? We're suckers for bad dad jokes, by the way. I'm not seeing a lot of funny stuff in here.
True. It's true. I got the dad jokes for days.
God. I think we should have an episode of that.
I don't know. Someone from Michigan in there, they shouted me out in one of the comments.
Oh, yeah. Someone gave Jace a shout out. 616 Black Lion in the building. Jace is the next up.
Yeah,
I just realized, guys.
Yeah. I didn't go a lot into detail about who this is, but it's my little bro. He's been training, sparring with me since he was 16. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's been doing it for so that's almost a decade now at this point. He's done his thing up in Michigan in the amateur rankings. He's become the #1 featherweight amateur, double champion in 2 divisions. As an amateur, he's now going to make that transition to become pro. So once I'm gone, he's going to be right there. He's going to be right there taking up the mantle. So y'all still get the same action, same veracity, and the same style that I bring whenever I come into the cage with him. And I believe he's up next. I believe he's got a lot of great things in store for him as long as he stays the course, stay busy, he grinds, he works hard, and yeah, man, y'all keep an eye out for him. You know, y'all saw him on Work Council first, so y'all already know it's official. It's stamped in, and,
right?
Yeah, bro, he gonna
stamp it. I appreciate that too. I apologize for not introducing myself properly at the beginning, but yeah, we've been.
They don't know your name. You're good.
I'm about to say that this dude was like one of my first couple sparring partners. So imagine that. Like you were just about to make your pro debut when I first started training. I remember, bro, been dragging me up and down the gym for years. But no, that's part of what. He don't
complain though. He don't complain.
That's what helped me develop so fast.
You know, he don't break. He don't duck work at all. He's always there. He's always down to put in work.
Hell yeah.
And
even if he hasn't slept.
Like this was like for a lot of the time in my early, most of the camps in my early run. He was my sparring partner. I got a lot of rounds in with him, a lot of work in with him. He's probably over the last 10 years probably sparred with me more, just about as much as anybody has. And yeah, man, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited for you to take off and do your thing.
Thank you, bro. I'm excited for you. Coming up June 21st, I'm excited, bro. Just because, that's why I've liked sparring with you so much over the years, is because we can get deep into, certain rounds that we spar, and I know how to get you in that mode, you know what I mean? Get you flowing with those movements that all those sharp movements, the footwork, the angles, everything that you work so well. Like, even though I'm a 145er, you're a 205er, the skill, the striking, the skill in the striking department, like, I know how to get that out of you at this point. I'll get you in that
fast.
Hell yeah. I'm excited.
That's why I fight like a little guy. That's why every time you see me, like, damn, Jamal's fast. I gotta be fast. I try not to use. You know what I mean? I try to stay away from using my reach for the most part, so I can kind of keep us in that area to where we both working on reflexes and what to do in the right situations and things like that. So, yeah, bro, we've been feeding off one another for years. And
iron sharpens iron, for real.
Has he broken your nose?
Nah, he done messed up my ribs a couple years ago at Black Lion. I had a bruised rib from them body shots, but anything else besides that, I think you caught me with an uppercut the other day. That was like, that was one of the ones. That's the thing. I know you're not landing hard. You're not trying to knock my head off. It's just you land clean and you're accurate with every strike. So but that's something that again keeps me on my toes and keeps me sharp defensively and everything else. I feel like that's a big part of what has developed my skill set as fast as it has over the years. Working with you so much. But I'm excited. June 21st, I'm gonna be in Azerbaijan with you. Headline is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a good experience. You get to see what a UFC fight week is like.
Yeah.
Up close in person, firsthand. So I'm good. I'm glad. I'm excited for you to get to see that.
I'm grateful.
And everything, and see how the business works and everything.
Yeah,
bro. It's all about just getting you prepared and getting you ready to take up that spot, bro.
Yeah,
take up that spot that I know you're ready for.
Just to get out here, get my feet wet. That's it. I'm appreciative of it.
He said, just hit Jamal's big gut. That's his weakness.
No, it's not, nigga.
Not.
That's the armor.
It's not. He said it's the armor. Yeah.
That's the method of madness.
Man, you can't even
It's a
stab through
shield.
that shit if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
All right, moving on to the
Main event of the evening. All right, we got our champion, Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena.
That's a good fight.
And just a couple of quick stats on these guys. We got Muhammad is an orthodox fighter. JDM he has a switch stance. Both these guys have really good striking accuracy. Belal is on a 10-win fight streak. And let's see. Oh, Jack. Oh, wow. He's on a 17-win fight streak. Mm-hmm. Guy is rolling,
somebody's streak
rolling.
gotta be broken.
Right.
And it's interesting because obviously JDM is like, he's a warrior. He's a dog. He's gonna give you the fights that you want. He's gonna give the competition that you want. But there's been some talks about, is he ready to fight at championship level, and what type of I guess complications or challenges is he going to come across fighting someone like Belal? And does Belal finally have his respect as a champion?
Belal's always had my respect. Belal's always had my respect. He's a great fighter. He's highly skilled on all levels. He dedicates. He works. He's got one of the best gas tanks. He's got one of the best gas tanks and one of the most in shape, ready to fight fighters on the roster. He's always been there. He's a brother to me. He's always been there. He's always been there for me. Going into my championship, my title fight, me and Belal texted constantly. He sent me videos with him, Gerald Mearshark. Shout out to both of them. Sending me things like, hey, you got this. This is an option for you here. You make sure you watch out for this and these things like that. So he's very cerebral about the game as well. And just I can't say enough about him, bro.
He's
phenomenal. He's a great person too. He's just an all around great person. That's why when people kind of give him shit, I love the way he rolls it off and has fun with it and everything, and trash talks back and everything like that. Because he's such a good dude. He's such a great person and good representative of a role model and things like that in his lane. So can't say that enough. And Jack is a dog. Jack is a dog. There's no quit in him. Obviously, I'm biased. I felt that Kevin won the fight against Jack. He just had a really, really hard time reaching Kevin because Kevin's tall. You know what I mean? He's got good reflexes for that in that division. But is what it is. This is where we at. But Jack's got really, really good boxing. He's got good combination. He's got power in his hands, and he's always looking for the finish. So he's always dangerous, and he don't quit.
I don't know if you saw this or not, but Belal said that he planned on fighting JDM just standing up, just boxing. That's what he said. I don't know.
They said is
I don't think that he's gonna do that, but that's what he said he's gonna do.
What they said is his boxing is like Canelo's now.
No, he said he goes show him the definition of Canelo hands.
Right. I think
and if you hit him with a power shot, you knock him out. Hey, that's some Canelo shit.
I think that's a good bluff. I don't know. I really JDM. Like, don't get me wrong, Belal, you cannot, all of his wins that he's had over the guys that he's beat, you cannot discredit a single thing that he's done. And his ground game and his grappling ability, his ability to chain wrestle and, like, keep the pressure on and, reshoot, that sucks. That's so annoying to deal with as a fighter. Mm-hmm. And what I've seen from watching JDM is I love his boxing. His boxing is fun to watch. It's pretty. And he gets active early on with the boxing. And if you notice, when he gets in bad positions on the ground, there's been a lot of fights where he pulls out some pretty crafty and slick sweeps and escapes and counters. But that's something I fear. I fear that with Belal, Belal's gonna have he's gonna be one step ahead of all that. He's gonna be hip to a lot of his sweeps. He's trying to pull. Gonna be hip to a lot of reversals or counters on the floor that he would need to get up and create space. I think just dealing with Belal's chain wrestling and his constant. I think Belal. I don't know. I feel like maybe for the first round he might stand up and trade with him, but as soon as JDM starts to get active with the hands, my prediction is he will end up shooting. Eventually, sooner or later in the first round. And once that happens, he's going to tire out JDM. So, when they do end up back on the feet, that boxing and his kicks won't be as effective as they are early on. So, yeah, I think he's going to have a tough time dealing with Belal on the floor, all in all. But, damn, I do love his boxing. His boxing is sweet. This is so fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like it's going to be an
explosive. It's going to be a good fight, for sure.
Fight.
And who was it? Dillashaw was ragging on Belal and said, like, oh, he's had 4-something hours in the cage and never scored a knockdown. Yeah, that's true, but he's had like...
Well, he also never takes steroids either or any banned substances. So, and I like TJ. You know what I mean? I like TJ. I was a fan and shit like that, but like certain shit, after you done certain things, bro, you just shut the fuck up. Just be quiet. Be honest with you.
I was say, Belal to put his hands on a couple dudes. Despite having a knockdown, he still didn't put his hands on a couple. He had a standing TKO against D-Rod, I think.
No, it was Sean Brady.
Sean Brady, yeah, that's right. Brady. And I have Sean Brady on my parlay for that fight. So I ate those words, but yeah, I mean, he still got a good striking, better than decent striking. He's.
Yeah, I sparred with him. I sparred with him leading into the Prochazka fight. Even with me having the height and the reach that I have on him, he's not the easiest to just find a shot on.
No,
it's not the easiest to find a shot on. You were gonna have to work. Yeah. You have to work through some things, and that was just us standing. That's not him trying to take me down, shoot, and making me work for takedowns or any of those things. That's him just giving me a look.
Yeah, he's not extremely hittable, right? I get what you mean.
Yeah, so how I see it is this. For Belal's gonna have to blend in the wrestling. And that's the way he's gonna have to set the pace on him. I believe taking away space, fighting a little bit more closer and in the pocket with him, because he does have good from point A to point B punches, and his punches bring him right into that resume. So that way, if JDM does kind of try to get in that shell of rolling, because a lot of times whenever he counters, it's rolls and it's like shell. It's a little bit and it's off of his shell. That'll get you taken down. And that'll get you taken down. Belal's got the trips, the double legs, everything like that. And I believe the pace that Belal fights with is enough to drown anybody. Yeah. Anybody in his division.
He can keep that up for 5 rounds easy.
Even if he's not getting you down, even him just up against the cage, making you fight to keep your balance, fight to stay off the ground, or fight to get up. I believe that's where Belal is gonna find a lot of his success is in crowded space, crowding him and make him fight an exhausting fight.
Yeah, I agree.
I believe so implement some a calf kick. A calf kick also for Belal would be good. Yeah. Would be good just because of how rooted he could be in with his boxing and things of.
He likes to plant. He likes to plant and throw when he gets close. So
But that's also the danger for Belal crowding that space because he can still throw devastating small punch. I like to call them phone booth combos.
Yep.
Those phone like be able to put him in that phone booth and still be dangerous and hit him with shots that could alter the fight. For JDM, he's gonna have to find a way to stop that pressure. Whether that be with a repeated like a lot of pops and feints from his jab, and from his jab forward, and implement maybe like some teep kicks of his own, teep kicks up the middle to stop him to kind of back him off and get that pressure, jabs, teep kicks, and then try to draw him patience. He's gonna have to be patient to a degree and try to draw Belal into overextending because Belal can sometimes. At times, his head goes over his feet, and he's kind of reaching forward for his punches, and against a guy like JDM, slide back, and come back with combinations and good timing on his boxing, that could be problematic.
Yep.
So yeah, he's gonna have to draw Belal out.
I agree, and I don't think he's not gonna be able to get away with standing in front of Belal for a super long time.
No,
he's got to stay on an angle because, exactly like you said, if and when he's on the defense, he likes to shell up. That's a prime time for Belal to shoot.
And Belal does have that first initial punch, bang, get from point A to point B to hit you, to get you in the defensive mode.
Shoot right in.
And that's how Belal can beat him in the striking department. Just be first and get him into a defensive mode to where now he's worried about the takedowns as well. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we have a couple of questions that came up. Ryan, by the way, you've been more part of the show than Kevin has at this point. So you're officially the special guest for today.
Right. The special guest for
Shout out Ryan.
Shout out to Ryan.
Shout out to you, bro.
He says this is Jack's first 5-round fight, and he's fighting someone with one of the best gas tanks at 170. Do you think Belal can use his pressure wrestling style to take over the championship rounds in the fight or of the fight?
100%. It's not just in this weight division, dude. Belal's got one of the best gas tanks in all of the UFC.
Yeah.
In all of the UFC. He's never drank. He's never smoked before in his life. You know what I'm saying? The only thing he's done is just fed the inch. And he got the GOAT, Ian Larios, in his corner. He's there with them in Chicago right now, making his food, cooking for him. So he's gonna come in amazing shape, well nourished, and just at that championship dominant level. So I'm expecting Belal at 100% to be able to put a pace on him that he won't be able to match, especially in the later rounds. Yeah. Well, like I said, we've never seen JDM pass 3 rounds, and even in some of those third rounds, we've seen him get tired. We've seen him labored and things like that. Belal don't slow down. Belal keeps that same pace and that same pressure the entire fight.
Yeah.
All right. We have another one, gaming legend. So I have wanted to get into MMA. I have been on and off judo all my 22 years. Well, that's good. I wrestled for 7 years. That's also great. And have done some boxing training. That's really good too. What else should I do to prepare? Spar more? Question mark.
Consistency, bro. Consistency in the gym is the key. You know, it's good that you have those backgrounds and you already have that experience with those things. Those are really good places to start. Judo's a big part of MMA. It was from the clinching and the grappling and things like that. And it'll give you ways to put people to the ground to where you will be able to implement your wrestling as well as shooting and the takedowns from that. I believe wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and boxing are the best arts to kind of have going in this. I believe work your boxing. Make sure you get comfortable on your feet. The biggest thing is to have weapons to where you have recognition in the fight to where you know what's happening and you know where you're at in the fight and you're able to slow it down and work through your options and work through your effective, what works for you and what you can do to implement and control the fight. So the biggest thing is just work it all and get in there to where you can blend it all together and create your own game, your own state, your own flow state to where how you flow from one thing to the next or how you control the fight or your path to victory or your way to dominate fights.
Yeah, bro, and you're only 22. Like, don't let the age gap or experience gap discourage you. Like, with Deontay Wilder was 21 when he started boxing. Yoel Romero wrestled, and he had his amateur debut when he was, 36? 35, 36? So, bro, you got hella time, and you're young, and
you got time. You just don't have time to waste.
Right, exactly. If you want to get to work right now, ASAP, and be consistent. Stay consistent, but spar more. I think sparring more is good.
It's always good.
Yeah, it's never a bad thing to spar more. I know us personally, we've never really believed in super light sparring.
No,
just
we spar a
because
lot.
it's important to have
spar a
harder
lot.
sparring rounds, just because that's as close as you're gonna get to fight speed at the end of the day, and like those are gonna be your most like learning moments, especially with MMA. So yeah, bro, as long as you do those things, you'll be on the right track. Definitely find some success.
Yeah, and then in sparring, that's how you learn how to control a fight. You know what I mean? You get tired in sparring just like you would in a fight. You know, and it's gonna teach you how to either slow it down, ramp it up, and be used to being in that spot. So the more you can put yourself and get yourself to face the adversities that you would have in a fight and that you're going to face in a fight, the better off you'll be. 100%.
I would also say, just to add to that, if your coaches are, approve of this, and your teammates, for you to, go to some open mats where they're doing grappling, or because you get all different styles of grapplers on the ground. And it's good to just use, put your judo in use, put your wrestling to use, and you get to feel different body types, different styles, in the moment. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, good luck to you, bro.
All right. I know his motherfucker been giving his picks the whole damn fucking the whole show. But we're gonna go around, we're gonna play the game and get our picks. Dare, would you mind breaking down
Jace,
the rules?
So you'll like this game if you win, because you get a pair of shoes. And Jace got a crazy shoe. All right, so this guy got to Vegas. How many damn shoes did you bring?
Like 8 pair of shoes.
All right, I saw his little shoes lined up. I was like,
I thought that was all right. I thought that was
this is like
normal.
one bag of shoes, at least one suitcase full of shoes.
I don't travel
and he's
enough.
like, that wasn't even half of them. So yeah, this is our pick game.
Okay.
And I guess we'll just go over the main card, right? Only?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just do the main card, and you choose who you think will win, because of course you want to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And at any moment you can choose, or you can add on. So you can choose who's going to win, or you can choose, or you can add on how they're going to win.
Okay.
Like the style of how they're going to win.
Yeah.
What round they're going to win.
Okay.
Or you can switch out the fight for a different fight on like a prelim or early prelims.
Okay, I see.
Okay. If you don't want to choose. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just actually seen this guy just paid. Nah, he didn't pay what the minimum was. This is a really, really good question. Hey, Quan, can you pull this question up?
Young Mophead.
What keeps the chip on your shoulder when life's good? Essentially, you gave it a thumbs up saying when life is good. The memory of what it was like whenever life wasn't good. The hard times, the hardships that I've been through life. I remember a time when, man, I couldn't afford anything. I wasn't really much of a resource. And as a man, we're supposed to be resourceful. So I remember the looks I was given, the way that I felt, and all those things. And I not only not want to go back to that for myself, I want to be able to shed light and help my people. I mean, I call them my young brothers, to help get to that same place and go to that and set that example for them. So that's more so what keeps the chip on my shoulder, Plus, you niggas talk a lot of shit. Like, y'all talk a lot of shit.
It's the motivation, huh? He said, I ain't going back.
And that ain't my kids, of course. Of course, the children. But I'm here. I got into this to build generational wealth for me and my family, break some generational curses to where there are more options available to people that I'm responsible for.
All right, sorry, I'm reading some of these comments. All right, you guys ready? Ready to do?
I'm ready to play.
So it's just real quick. I'm just gonna name the fight, and then you're just gonna pick who you think will win, and then if you want to add in one of the options, you can. And I need to go ahead and type this up because I will not remember who chose who. All right, so down back to the beginning of the main card. We got Benoit Saint-Denis versus Kyle Prepolec.
I'm gonna go Benoit by submission.
Oh, you're choosing your method. You know, you only get one method choice.
Oh,
Yeah, you do. Well, you only get it to do it one time. You only get to choose each
method?
option one time. So you can
choose
add it in
the-
whenever. You can put it on now if you
Benoit
want it.
Saint Denis. I'm gonna do Benoit Saint Denis money line. You gotta tell me in FanDuel terms.
Enjoy it now before you get into the UFC.
Right,
Hey, man. Hey, hold on, man. Calm down, bro. They're
Right.
not paying us.
My bad.
I want a deal now.
Yeah.
I want a deal now. Those guys that he mentioned.
Whoops, I forgot where I was at.
All right, so you just Benoit.
Yeah.
Right, okay, Jamal.
I see a way, especially from the film and things that I saw, where Kyle can win this fight. Right? Like I said, Saint Denis gets complacent whenever he starts getting drawn into striking. If he can draw that striking out of him, I believe he can actually land it, could actually score a knockout. But I can't go against what I've seen from Benoit Saint Denis and just the level of competition and where I've seen him at. So I'm gonna go with Benoit Saint Denis as well.
All right. Okay, Alexa Grasso versus Natalia Silva.
I think I might use my method on this one. I think I'm going Grasso by decision.
Okay. Jamal.
Man. Grasso. What the fuck is going on? Alexa is the underdog.
Underdog, bro.
That's what I'm saying. She's an underdog for the fight. What we're talking about.
Hey, like I said, man, the way that Natalia moves could frustrate her to the point of making a mistake from her not being able to track her or find her. But I believe Alexa Grasso has the more dangerous skill set. I believe she's more well-rounded. I believe she has more of the finishing ability. So I'm going to go with Alexa.
Okay. Are you going to put in any of your options? Or are you going to save them?
No, I'm going to save it.
Okay. Jose Aldo versus Ayman Zahabi.
I got to ride with Aldo. My GOAT.
Okay. Do you want to add in an option here? Or are you good with just?
I already used my option, I think.
No, you can use. He can use all three, right?
He hasn't used the method. I think
I used my method on Alexa Grasso.
That's decision.
It's not. Oh, this nigga used the cheat code.
Yeah,
that's the round end. That's the round end. The method. No, that's a method. So, you can pick the round
if you want.
Now
all these do is add extra points. So if you guys are neck and neck, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it comes down to the side point.
It comes down to
bet.
the little,
all right.
the little details.
I'm just stick with Aldo.
Okay.
That one.
Jamal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Man, it's just based off of. It's just what the film is telling me. I gotta go with Aldo. I'm gonna go with Aldo. I'm gonna go with Aldo by TKO.
Okay. Valentino Shevchenko, versus Manon Firot.
I'm gonna pick Valentina round 2.
Okay.
TKO. And that's all 3 of my options, I think.
Wait, no, we'd have to do. So you did decision.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how do you want to use decision? Because
Decision
you did it.
method.
You did a
That's a
cheat
method.
code.
That's a method.
All right.
That's a
So we'll
method.
do the method. All right. So we'll do the round. You said which round?
Round 2 for Valentina W.
All right. We'll do the round.
Well, my man is adamant that who you saying? You saying Aldo's gonna win by sub?
No, I said.
No, I'm talking about this guy.
In the comments.
Al Pacino.
He said not sub. Al Capone. He said not sub.
Capone, Pacino, whatever.
That's the other gangster. Same guy, different character. Jamal, what about you for the women's flyweight? Valentina versus.
I think I'm gonna switch that one out.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go with Charles Radtke.
Radtke.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch that one out, and I'm gonna go with Charles.
Okay.
Mike Malott.
All right, and then for the main event, Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. Who do you think, Jace? Do you want the shoes or not?
So I got one more pick and one more option. Is that right?
You have no. So you already chose your method.
Okay.
You chose the round. Now all you can do is switch out a fight. So if you don't want to choose this one, then there's
Oh
another
yeah,
one
I'm
you
gonna
can
switch. I'm gonna switch this one out for Navajo Sterling.
Okay.
I'll take Navajo Sterling W.
Fuck is that?
Right? See?
Is he on the card?
Do your homework, right? He's on the prelim.
The early prelims?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Oh,
is.
light heavyweight too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, I guess I don't know shit.
He fights at out of city kickboxing with
Okay.
Izzy and all them, Dan Hooker. But he's 6-0. He's had some nasty finishes.
Okay. Jamal, what about you?
Y'all already know I'm going with Belal, Bully B. I believe Belal gets it done. I'm gonna say 5th round.
You think we're gonna go all 5 rounds?
The 5th round. No, I think he's gonna end. I think he's gonna finish him in the 5th round.
Oh, but I'm saying you think it's going to go that long?
Yeah.
That far?
Yeah.
That's
All
a
right.
solid pick. Yeah, that's probably what I would have picked.
Okay. I think I got everything in.
So we'll find out on
All
Sunday.
right, we'll find out on Saturday who's getting some shoes or not.
Find out what it do. Hey man, appreciate y'all tapping in. Appreciate the interaction, the comments, everything like that. Shout out to our special guest Ryan. Showing out, showing love. Appreciate
And gaming
you.
legend. He put a couple of
Gaming
questions
legend
in
as
there.
well, bro.
Thank
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the interactions and always love, bro. Can't wait to be back in front of y'all. You already know June 21st, Baku, Azerbaijan. I'm coming to set it on fire, man. You already know. I heard it's like the city of fire is what they call it. It's like
Why, is it
nicknamed the
hot?
City of Fire or something.
Is it hot?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Are the
but
people hot? They have hot people there?
I heard there's some hot.
Is there some hotness there?
I heard there's some little hot links up in there. You know what I'm saying? But I heard there's some hot links in there. And if you've been to the barbecue, you know how I like
We
it.
might not get Jamal back from Boku, guys.
All I know is I
for
think they got
sure.
some good food, so that's all I'm worried about.
For sure, man. Appreciate y'all. And as always, love. Sweet Dreams Nation. Can stay on the lookout for my little bro.
Yes, sir.
He coming soon.
Appreciate you guys.
And love. Appreciate y'all.